Morning. Can I just ask you, what do you like about Newton Abbot?
I like the quality of life down here, the pace of life. I think it's got a very good community feel within Newton Abbot, and the villages and things, quite quirky and things like that. That's what I like about Newton Abbot.
What for you is the best thing about Newton Abbot?
Personally, I think it's the facilities in the area. With me working in the town centre, it's the shopping, being able to go out for lunchtime, areas where you can actually go and sit down and have lunch, the parks and everything. So it's a really nice place to work and also to live.
I think the green spaces. I have a dog. Access to green spaces is much better than Totnes. Also, the town, it's very earthy. I quite like that. There are no pretensions. I'm from the north, and it's nice to come down south and find a place like this. It's an earthy kind of working class town. It is what it is.
Well, when I'm not working here, I like going out on the high street. There's a lot of various shops down there, and also I quite like going to the races as well at Newton Abbot. So that's quite a nice family day out.
Well, I've been working here 23 years. The people, really, they're a cross-section of people. It's an enjoyable place, really. There's always something going on. There's always people walking around.
Do you think it's easy for local retired people to find or to afford a home in the area?
To afford a home if you're retired, unless you're selling one, would be very difficult, unless you've got a good income coming, like the people coming from London and places like this have sold a good home. The places down here are expensive to just buy into, especially if you're going into one of these warden-controlled places. They are expensive, not perhaps to buy, but the maintenance fees are high.
Can you just tell us a little bit about how you've got to be living in Buckland now?
I qualified for the Home to Own scheme, which is the shared ownership scheme, and when one of these houses became available, I was able to qualify for one of these. So luckily it means that me and my family have got a nice, safe place to live in Buckland, which I think is a lovely area of Newton Abbot.
Could you just tell us a little bit about the shared ownership?
Shared ownership is a scheme run through teen housing, but I think most housing associations do it. It's where you are able to buy a proportion of the house yourself and then rent the other piece of the house from the other owner, i.e. teen housing. It means that you can get an affordable mortgage for an amount, and then also an affordable rent for the bit that you don't own, but you have an opportunity then at a later date to buy more of the house, so you can own more eventually.
And what are the main challenges that you experience when trying to find a place to live?
Basically affordability. I'm a local person, and I think that nationally our wages are quite low and the housing prices are high, so it does cut you out from owning. I would say an average house is about 150,000. People don't earn enough to be able to afford that kind of house.
Ashley, thank you very much for talking to us today. In Newton Abbot, what type of property is most sought after by your customers?
The strongest demand is for average family homes. There's plenty of buyers for that type of property. Demand is also quite strong at the luxury end of the market. Of course, there's fewer potential buyers who can afford that type of property.
Where do most of the people looking for houses in our area come from?
A large percentage of them are moving within the area, but there are also a good number of buyers from the wealthier parts of the UK, typically where property is higher priced than it is in Newton Abbot.
A couple of weeks ago, if I was asked that, I would have probably said I normally do have problems employing staff or the right people applying. We normally use the local newspapers and the job centre, and also advertising in the window. And we seem to struggle, especially for key positions or trained skill positions like restaurant managers, pub managers, chefs. We seem to have a lot of not so skilled staff applying for a job, but the kind of key positions I think we do struggle with sometimes, yeah.
Can I ask you how long it's been since you left school?
It's been a year.
And what are you doing at the moment?
This flex course now.
Okay, could you tell me a little bit about what that course is?
It's basically my English, maths, ICT, key skills and social skills, just to improve them so that I can go on to do my level 2, like my GCSEs and that, because I didn't really get brilliant GCSEs, and it helps with going into work and things like that.
And what sort of job are you looking for?
I want to be an accountant.
Okay. And do you think that you could get the training and qualifications you need to be an accountant in Newton Abbot?
Yeah, I do. I think there's quite a few places in Newton Abbot that are like independent places that do accountancy and stuff. So.
And once you've got those qualifications, do you think that you will be able to get a job doing accountancy in this area?
Yeah.
And if you could change one thing about the town, what would it be?
The roads. Put some road round it so we can get into the town without having to queue. And being Pen in is an absolute nightmare. There was an accident there this morning which closed it, you know. And if you've got to come from the other side of Pen in or the other side from 38 way, I mean, getting into Newton Abbot early in the morning or late in the afternoon is hopeless, you know. It just kind of, they suffer because we haven't got a decent bypass.
The second one, of course, if everyone that lives the other side of Penning Roundabout is please put the bypass in so I don't have to sit in the traffic for 40 minutes every morning to go into Newton Abbot to travel half a mile.
And do you think the recent enhancements to Newton Abbot have made a difference?
Oh, they've made a huge difference. I think investment in towns is really important. And Newton Abbot has been so lucky that we've had this investment in Courtney Street, the investment around the clock tower, on the library, in the new street furniture. And one would obviously hope to see further investment going forward. But it's been a huge benefit for the town, and we get lots of visitors to the town who say how attractive it is.
And what changes would you make to improve the shopping offer or to attract more people?
Well, I don't think we can do much more to improve the shopping offer. I think we've actually got a very good shopping offer. It is very diverse, and the other thing you've got to remember is even if another national retailer wanted to come into town, I haven't got a space big enough to put it at the moment. So that's one of the things you've got to look at. But one of the things that I would like to do more is to really emphasise the market side of things. And I think this whole local food element, you know, with a food festival or something like that, I think we can do a lot more with that to promote the town.
One comment we've had from people that we've spoken to today is about the high number of charity shops as they perceive it. Would you like to comment on that?
I get this comment a lot, as you can imagine, and people do say there are a lot of charity shops, but in reality the number of charity shops that we have here in Newton Abbot is actually no more than the percentage in any other town. And one thing you have got to look at is they actually do quite a lot of good for the town. They bring a lot of footfall. They are very popular businesses, and when people come to town to do the charity shops, they also shop in the other shops in the town. So, but it's certainly no bigger a percentage than any other town. It's a part of the retailing life, charity shops.
one thing that you could change about Newton Abbot, what would that be?
I would say to bring in more facilities for children in the area, especially like during 6 weeks holidays and things like that, so that more communities can come into the town centre.
It would be more younger people in here rather than pensioners coming to retire, so that would be it.
So more young people living in the area, do you mean?
Yeah, to create more jobs for them as well.
I'm able to put jobs into the local community, because myself I've had to actually go elsewhere to find a job, so I'm having to commute now to be able to find work and things like that, so I think.
But if you're expanding things, well, second, in this space over here, what would you want to put something?